Welcome back to Quest for Treasure. Out here on North Pewter Creek right now, doing a really quick test on my new invention. This could be my replacement for my gold pan. The deal with it is I got this design from a museum that I went to at Malakoff Diggings here in California, and they had the Chinese sluice, which looked a lot like this. And I already threw some dirt in there, but you can see the concept. And I think what they were doing was shaking it, getting all the heavies down in that crack, and then letting the water current wash it over when they didn't have that, dipping it. Now I don't have water current here today, so I'm gonna see how it works. It's just a gold pan. So I came down to a random spot, pretty much guaranteed not to have any gold, and I'm just gonna see how its action is, how its tip is, because I kind of just took an eyeball at it about 5 years ago when I was there, and then tried to recreate it from memory, and then using what I know. So that's its design. I'll show you what happens here in a second. So let's say you're down by a river, beautiful river, way out in the mountains, no people around anywhere, and it's loaded with gold. You're not right where I am. Okay, and you grab up your Chinese sluice. Okay, and you sorted up a bunch of really wonderful material that is, it's pre-classified as some holes where there's only heavies. You can ignore that pecan shell that just floated out of there. Okay, man, you got a good scoop in there. I mean, that's a good pan full of dirt. But now look at this. Look how deep that catch is on there. So when you're tilting it and shaking it underwater, I mean, all the heavies, a couple of shakes like that, I'm liking it. From side to side, down to gentle, and then some boom, boom, booms. I mean, just kind of giving it the shake down so that the gold, while the load is suspended, can slide down to that crack. And it's going to be, what, 2 inches under there? About 1 3/4 inches. And as I dip this in, works just like a regular pan, all the light goes away. Except for my gold, instead of being on a curve where it can get washed off the sides from the little swirls that come in on the edges, it's flat and it's deep down there. Now all I have to do, resuspend the load. Man, almost nicer working with a rectangular shape than a round one as far as weight on your wrist. And I know that material has worked down there, and it's flying out just fine. In fact, I have this crazy high ripple and the deep trough. Remember, this is just test one. We're gonna try and see if we can use it like they did when we get some flowing water and you set it in the actual stream and let it sluice the heavy off for you, and then, the light, and then shake it and then repeat. But for now, you can hold this on the side. I like that end though. It's like a real pan. You get that most leverage on it. Boom, 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 down to the corner. Shake those down in. I know that stuff is deep down in there. And you just quickly, you work through this. Bam. I'm down to just almost nothing in the corner. If you want to, you could toss that in any flat surface and you'd instantly be able to pick out all the massive amounts of gold that were in there. But you can also tilt this even more extreme and just do the little washout. Still you have that flat crease. I'm liking that. We'll take it to where we can get some good black sands and some flow, but this is definitely going with me with a round one next time we're on heavy gold, and we'll see how she works. I made that out of an old aluminum pie pan. Not a pie pan, a baking sheet. And that's its construct. There goes all of our massive gold. So, to be continued. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll show you the rest. Okay, we're gonna try and do a flowing water test on our little creature here. I've spray painted it black. I don't know if that's gonna work out well. Getting down behind a root here. Getting some heavier stuff. And I'm thinking we can use a little dam that I saw over here. Some dirt. I don't have a classifier with me. Like I said, this is all just test runs. But to see how it works as a running sluice. Oh, we got different weights in here. Let's say that's going to be the deal. We got a teeny tiny little rivulet here. And it should be all that we need is just to use one of these. So I think first, of course I do not have an instructor in this or anything. I haven't checked for videos, should have probably. I'm gonna shake everything to that bottom corner. Right, back and forth maybe. Make sure it's submerged, shake it down. And then I wanted to see what happens when you do this. What do we got going on? Is it gouging too much? Did I just set it there? Let's lift it out. Give it another shake down so we know everything's heavy and in the bottom. And let it do it again. Pile some of these big rocks here. Well, it does blow light stuff over the top when you do that. We are getting less and less material, and it is definitely the heavier stuff. Go out here a little bit farther. Not fall in. Try to use this heavier water. I'm on a wobbly rock here. Oh, definitely more water flow. Don't know if I should be holding in the water when I agitate it or not. You can definitely shake the stuff down to the bottom and then harvest the flow. Dump the water down the front of my cell. Now in theory, that would be the heavies down in there, if I knew what I was doing. Not that I do. I was thinking, then all the gold would be caught down the bottom. You could see there were swirls happening, and it just washed a lot of material out at that point. So any sluice is about angle and the dynamic of the water. Probably have to turn the camera off and perfect it and then know what I'm doing. So I might show you one of those videos after I've learned something about this. But that's the idea so far. Still a little quickie, and you can see the forces that I'm playing with. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching that little experiment though. So let me know if you see anything I should be doing different or something I could learn in my technique that you already know. Hit me up in the comments. So one of the things that I'm liking about this is the ease of clearing out the really light fines and dirt. So I'm submerging it, I'm giving it that good shake, but then I'm setting it in here and you just watch that dirty water just flow away, and I'm being really careful. This is going to be a game of tolerances. I'm letting just that dirt wash away, and I can visually see there's just not anything moving. Plus I'll give it that next shake, and now I know that things have slid all the way down to the bottom there. Really going to agitate it. So man, look at the trough that they're in. It's down here now. I'm going to let it wash that mud and stuff away, It's a way easier process than with the round pan so far, because of course it's flowing water, so it's just going through. Shake it out again. So now all my stuff is really down there. I'm going to drag these pebbles off, because the bigger their size, they get levered under by the little material and they float to the top. Get more water in there. I'm going to shake it. Try not to slosh too much out. Make sure all my stuff's down there with more and more refined movements down to small ones. Fine agitation. Then just drop that little edge right under the water there. And watch all the mud and anything that's organic just float away. And the light sands too. So this is all experimentation, but I can see if I put too much in here, it's going to lift the material out from under, and not enough doesn't do anything. And then plus the angle and the pitch of everything. But remember, I can always use this like a regular pan and dip the material out too. Still water would be best, but you can see same concept. Shake my heavies down, dip, dip, dip. So I know from experience with other pans and other gold materials that my heavies are staying in there. This is something I'd be okay with doing. It's not experimentation at that point. So one way or another, this thing's flying through material and actually being a little miniature sluice. They said that they got more, or equal to, if not more material with this than all the other miners' long toms and techniques that they were using back then. Not necessarily my technique, but a tool that looked a lot like this. Which reminds me of the bazooka sluices and stuff that they're making now with the one simple trap. So that's why I thought I'd fall back on this concept. Wash away the last of that mud, maybe dip it way under here. Couple more dips and I'm down to where I'd be willing to check. Now it'd be cool if I had fine V-matting in here, because right now I would scoop up water, shake it down, and I'd tip that puppy back and start looking for gold in it, you know? So that might be a whole other technique here. You have that whole surface to look in. I'm not seeing any gold in this load, but it was just experimentation. So, call that China Sluice try 2.